The other 50,
Girl,
however many, we were never willing to reform what America is until right now. And for that, I have to give Trump and even Pence their credit.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess this is a little, it is spiritual, I guess. It is spiritual warfare.
Yes.
You know, even in the Bible, they say, you know, it's not a war of the body or the flesh, it's a war of the spirit. And his presence has really aided the world in this war. It kind of like was a catalyst.
Yes.
For really, I remember, I feel like everyone remembers when Trump won the presidency, how they felt during that time. It was like there was a huge energy shift in the entire world.
Yes.
You know, whether you did support for Trump or you didn't, like, it doesn't matter where your stances were. I remember
everybody had a feeling.
I remember it being like absolutely like just like I was like, are we on the dark timeline? I feel like the timeline like shifted. Like I was like, oh my god, we're on the dark timeline officially. But it was a trip because, you know, after he won, and I cried myself to sleep. The next morning, the birds were still chirping. And, you know, the winds was still, you know, the trees were still flowing in the wind. Time didn't stop, you know, and even though we're going to be traumatized, even though we're going to, you know, deal with these things that aid us in this spiritual awakening, time is not going to stop. We need to keep on moving. We need to keep on trying to solve our problems, because the world is not going to stop just because someone wins the presidency, just because, you know, and everything has a time and a place, and everything passes eventually.
And when we look at it from a spiritual lens and not our humanistic lens, I think almost every religion will tell you that their higher power is always on time. I think almost every religion will tell you that their higher power does not make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And when we live in that truth and we know that, we can see what we're living in for what it is. Mm-hmm. And that is, we are living in a time of a revolution. I don't think that we've entered the dark timeline yet. I think we are at the fort. I think we're at the fort.
It's true.
And I really do think that right now, this moment, this election, we have the opportunity, if we are going to take the road less traveled. Shout out to oh boy, I don't know his name. Shoot me. Please don't. That's not funny, because
here's the name.
We're black.
Oh,
that's not funny. Don't shoot me.
Here's a name and here's an apology.
Right. I think that if we do take the road less traveled, though, I think it's going to take bold action. I think it is going to require personal power and the power of the people. I think the answer to the road less traveled is doing something we've never done before.
Especially during Corona, everyone's locked inside, you know, everyone has had to hold a mirror up to their spirit. And it's like, there's already a movement happening within every single man, woman, and child in this entire world.
I think that this election, though, is a key moment in time where we really and truly can make a difference.
Yeah.
I think that if we let this moment pass, we're going to have to wait another 4 years to see the movement succeed.
Right.
And that's a long time to keep a movement going.
So we're saying all of this. We're yapping about all these reasons and things that we found out to basically tell y'all that this two-party system that's in place is a dressed up, palatable version of tyranny for where we are socially today. So it's like how systems just reinvent themselves to thrive in whatever social climate it'll do best in. And that's what this is. So number 13.
The king and the parliament pretended to represent the colonists. I think that we get to see this perfectly fine, perfectly clear, with the Democrats specifically being the Black Party.
Mm-hmm. The
Black Party. And then I think that we also get to see it being the tyranny, because one thing that I'm hearing from a lot of people and from older generations specifically is that they're voting out of fear. Okay? This is a really like cringeworthy like comment to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if we live in a free country and we live in a democracy, when we vote out of fear, we're losing our voice, we're being robbed of our vote, and that's not a democracy at all. Being forced into a system that does not actually work.
I personally, I don't like that I have to vote for either Republican or Democrat in order for my vote to count. And then if I don't vote for either of those people, or then I'm seen as someone who threw away my vote. I'm the reason why Trump won, because I didn't vote for Biden, like, or I didn't. So it's like this manipulation, and it's and what's unfortunate is that it's not only put in place by the powers that run our nation, but it's perpetuated by the members of our nation. People will chastise someone who doesn't vote for either party because they just believe, oh, you just threw away your vote. I cannot believe you did that to your nation.
Right.
Why should I be to blame for a system that I didn't have any part in creating?
We've been stuck in this, well, this is the only way we can do it. The two-party system is the only way we know, it's the only way we could do it, so it's the only way that happens. No. If that were the case, then the founding fathers wouldn't have left Britain. I've been patient, okay? I'm a young person. This is only the third election that I will be able to vote in. Your second?
Yeah, this is my second.
Straight up not having a good time. This is not what I learned in history class. This is not what I learned in government. This is not the American dream.
I don't need to go through like 8 elections
to know that I'm not satisfied. I know at my third one, I'm not satisfied.
Right.
I matter.
Uh-huh.
My future husband will matter. My kids, they will matter.
Yeah.
That's who I'm concerned for. There's not a single party who is willing to discuss issues regarding Black people.
Right.
When does our vote actually matter? We got the right to vote. They told us who to vote for. We've been doing that. We still have not made the progress that we want to see. I am done waiting to see progress happen. It will happen now or it will not happen for a while.
Bro, it's about self-love. Americans need to love themselves. Y'all, Americans acting like a bunch of pick-me's. Y'all being some pick-me's and y'all being desperate. Settling. Okay, wait, hold on. Would you settle for your man?
No.
I know a lot of y'all would, but
you shouldn't.
You should not.
You are worthy of a good person, a good party, a good government, a good country. You are worthy.
You are worthy of a man who has a job and a bed with a bed frame. Let's raise the bar. Let's raise the standard. You know, we need to stop being pick-me's, and we need to realize what each party is really doing. Each party, when you really boil down to it, they have the same actual views.
Right. The same values.
We want families to thrive. We want people to thrive, and we want protection and liberty in general. But the thing is, each party zooms in on these very specific, minute parts of the problem that separates the people from realizing that they have the same values.
No matter who goes in the chair, they're gonna suck. Why? Because the chair sucks. Okay, so when we talk about voting and we talk about government reform and we talk about people being able to start a bill and create a law or whatever, what if, fellow Americans, what if we changed the requirements to fill those seats so that they were actually moralistic seats? They were actually seats that represented the people, so that each time we weren't voting for the lesser of two evils. Because right now in my mind, pardon me, not comfortable with the way that Joe Biden takes pictures with little girls.
I'm not.
And I'm not comfortable with the president grabbing me by my vagina. And so, like, what if we just started there? Like, not that you have to be 35, not that you have to be a natural citizen, but like you had a good moral character. I am excited though.
Yeah.
Good news. Kind of good news, maybe hopeful news. I'll take hopeful in this day and age. There have been mostly black celebrities who are finally beginning to use their platform to speak out against the two-party system. I personally am so excited about this because I think the two-party system sucks. I think the two-party system robs us of our voice and of our vote. And so there are celebrities like Ice Cube who straight up said, I just watched the Democratic National Convention, and what are they gonna do for us? In the first 100 days, what plan do they have for us as black people? None. Okay. And so with the voices of Ice Cube, Diddy, there is a third party convention going to happen.
Wait, did he?
Diddy spoke out on a couple things. The third party convention, though, is entitled the People's Convention, and I'm really excited about it. It features people. It features people such as Dr. Cornel West, former presidential candidate Marianne Williamson, Indina Turner, who worked for Bernie Sanders, and it's going to be on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on August 30th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? This is really important. Even if you believe that it's too late to start a third party, even if you think it's too close to elections, please, please, please just watch, right? Just be open enough to watch, because my response to it's too close to the actual election to try and create this is that the Declaration of Independence was written in 17 days. 17. And it was edited in 2. Really, in all honesty, it makes a lot of sense to have at least 3 parties. The left wing, the centrist, the right wing. It makes sense. I am worthy of voting for a candidate who is worthy of my vote. I am worth those things.
Right.
You are worth those things. All of you out there are worth those things, and yet we just give it up. You are a powerful being. We are powerful beings. All we need is all of these powerful beings to get together with their power, and boom, change.
Right.
Why do you
think the two-party system exists? It's to prevent us from realizing our power as the people. That's why. And yeah.
It's simple.
You know what? This is basically a video telling every single person in this nation that whatever you do with your vote, make sure your vote is coming from self-love and empowerment. Don't vote out of fear. Don't vote out of resentment.
Mm-hmm.
Truly vote because you believe that this is the best decision for you. Like I personally, I don't really care how people vote. I care that the people are empowered.
I care that they're empowered, and I care that they're knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Please don't vote blindly either.
Yeah.
But I absolutely agree with Johnny. It needs to come from power, it needs to come from love, and it needs to come from an educated standpoint. Really, truly figuring out what it is that we believe personally. And then finding the candidate that matches with those values and saying, you know what? That's a person worth my vote. I can vote and I can be happy. I can give of my vote and do it joyfully. That is how I want to give. That is how Jesus tells us to give. Give joyfully. I will give you my vote joyfully, but you have to earn it. So I am really excited.
I'm so excited
about the 30th.
I'm so excited for the 30th.
4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We'll put
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. All right. Thanks for sitting here and watching with us. Listen to us chit chat about what's coming up. Make sure you check out the People's Party's convention and click that subscribe, post bell notification. Follow us on Facebook. Our Instagram is coming soon. And we look forward to seeing you next month. Guys,
we gonna post these
once a month. Okay.
Once a month. So we'll probably talk about the convention on the next episode and more about the grievances. So thank you so much for watching. We appreciate everyone's support, and we especially appreciate just us being able to root the American people on.
All right. See you next time. Bye!